Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you're all doing well today. It is February 29th. We're less than a month away from the regular season beginning. Tomorrow's March 1st. We're getting that much closer, guys, to baseball starting. And I got my guy Mazza here with me. How you doing, man?
Good. Just trying to get into an area that I can actually have my connection working.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I understand. Looks like you're enjoying that sunshine out there. It looks beautiful right now.
Yeah, it is, but it's humid.
It's
So
humid. Yeah, humidity has its benefits, but
it does.
we could always talk about that later.
Definitely
Uh,
does.
but yeah, look, the chat's very lively today. So
Yes, it is.
yeah, guys, if you can, if you're in the chat, hit that like button. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. And I would love to get there, as quickly as possible. So, we're slowly but surely climbing up there to 500. But yeah, let's say what's up to the chat. I just want to see who we have here. So we got JJ, Jonathan, FL Diver, Frederick. Who else we got? There's some other people. I'm looking. Stephen B.
Donnie, Brad.
Oh,
Dev.
Brad. Yeah, Brad. Dev. Yep. Joan. What's going on? Donnie Clark. Salute to you. What's going on? Ocean View Coffee Shop. What is going on? Good morning, guys. Good morning. So there's a few things I want to cover today. So one of the questions that I wondered, because it looks like you're in a pretty relaxing spot, good 5G spot.
Yeah, I'm actually by the pool where I'm staying at.
Nice. My sweetheart, the drunk. What is going on? Yo. So there's a lot of talk about Judge and Soto, or Soto and Judge, batting back to back.
Okay.
Would you say that they are the biggest threat in Major League Baseball to opposing pitchers?
I think it's the best 3-4 combo since Ortiz and Ramirez.
Yeah, no doubt that. Ortiz and Ramirez, man. Yeah, I do remember those two. Uh, being a huge threat against lineups. But as of right now, though, can you think of a better duo in
No,
Major League Baseball right now? Okay.
no, I don't. I think that's gonna that 3-4 of Judge and Soto has fear written all over it. Excuse me.
Uncle
I
Tad,
think.
what is going on? Let me know
What's
if you
up,
want to
Uncle
jump in, bro.
Tads?
Let me know if you want to jump on. Good morning.
I don't think that there's another 3-4 on any team. I don't care if it's the Astros. I don't care if it's the Dodgers. I don't care if it's the Red Sox. I don't care who it is. I don't think there is a 3-4 combination more scary than Judge and Soto. You have arguably the two best hitters in the sport hitting back to back. So it's our version of Ramirez and Ortiz. And
Yeah.
as for JJ, I am on the East Coast, but I'm in Florida, so that's why I don't need a heavy winter jacket.
Yeah, if you were wearing a heavy jacket right now, I'd be worried, man.
Yeah, I'd be worried too.
We'd have an intervention to be like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Yeah, exactly.
But my sweetheart, the drunk, brings up Freeman and Otani. I mean, listen, I think those guys.
That's a very formidable 3-4.
Yeah, I mean,
not taking that away from them. But it's not Judge and Soto.
No, it's definitely not Judge and Soto. But Freeman Otani is a threat for sure. But,
absolutely.
Definitely. So he's saying sucks to be home today with the flu, but glad to be spending. Oh, all right, Uncle Tats. I'm sorry you're feeling under the weather, man. Hopefully you feel better. Heal up.
Feel better, bro.
Yeah, get some rest, drink your fluids, take your medicine, do what you got to do. Yeah, getting sick sucks, but
yeah.
I'm excited for this duo of Soto and Judge. I mean, you were hoping to see that with Judge and Stanton. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way we had hoped, because that was kind of like the Twin Towers almost, you know. But again, it didn't pan out. But having Soto and Judge as the back-to-back, that's got to be making opposing pitchers nervous, absolutely nervous. I'm excited to see those two. And Joan brings up Dominguez, Soto, and Judge. Like, yeah, that's going to be a triple threat right there. So, I mean, while we're talking, let's add another player to that, right? So, you're talking the future of Dominguez, Soto, Judge. Can you see Dominguez, Soto, Judge, Spencer Jones at that number 4 spot?
So I don't know about you, but for me, I could see a 1 through 4 of Dominguez leading off.
Mm-hmm.
Jones at 2, Soto at 3, and Judge at 4.
So you got Judge hitting cleanup.
I do.
So you said Dominguez, Soto, and then no,
Dominguez, Jones, Soto, Judge.
That could be a formidable lineup right there. But I don't know. I don't know about Judge hitting number 4. I'm not against it, but
unless you want to hit Judge 3rd and have, Soto hit 4th. I mean, either or. You're still getting the same result, essentially, except you're adding 2 guys with power at the top too.
So Ocean View is saying no way. Are you saying no way to Judge hitting number 4, Ocean View? Let me know. Because I like Judge in that number 3 spot.
Then if you really like him at number 3, then you do Dominguez, Soto, Judge, and then you can figure out who you want at 4. You could put Jones at 5 if you wanted.
Yeah. So he's not like, so he's saying he's not liking the idea of Judge at 4. Okay. I mean that's fair, but
that's fair.
Yeah. I get that, and Donnie's saying he would keep Soto and Judge at 2 and 3. Brad is saying Dominguez, Soto, Judge, and Jones is my preferred lineup. That's kind of what I was leaning towards personally, was Judge hitting being that number 3, Soto still being at that number 2. I think Jones would be a perfect number 4, especially with his swing. God, that would be all 4 of those. That would just be a nightmare of a lineup for opposing pitchers.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
But I do like Dominguez though as the leadoff. I think that would be a nice leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and especially he can especially if you get a leadoff home run from him.
Yeah,
I mean he definitely has the power to lead off. And Donnie's saying Volpe could even lead off. Yeah, I would wait on Volpe.
Yeah.
I would love to have Volpe as a leadoff hitter, but I would rather wait for him just because he still has to develop, and it would go switch left, right, and left. Yep, I mean, exactly. Martian, power and speed. JJ saying Rice at first, Vivas at second base, Peraza third base.
That's if they don't trade Peraza.
Yeah, that's if they don't trade Peraza. There's a lot of ifs about Peraza. So
yeah, my thing is with Peraza, I don't know if they're gonna play him like we all hope they do. I think they're probably gonna play Vivas more. I think they're gonna end up trading him and Pereira in a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of other guys maybe for maybe a Cease or a Bieber, but I don't know if Peraza is going to be here much longer, even though they said that Peraza and Volpe were the future middle infield. I don't know if that's actually true.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's there. I think they may be leaning in a different direction since they got Vivas.
Yeah, and Vivas is exciting. I've liked what I've seen from him so far this spring. I mean, 22 years old, and he comes with 6 years of control. I mean, he's looked impressive so far. I did like that trade that Cashman made. That was a good pickup.
Plus, they got Cerna coming up. in a few years. So he'll probably come in a year or two after Arias. So
Yeah, and we'll talk. We'll take a look into Yankees prospects later on in the stream because there was something that I wanted to talk about with that, and it was kind of a something that we talked about on with Uncle Tats when we went live with him last week. So now with Soto and Judge, we feel that they're the biggest threat, back-to-back threat in all of baseball, and they're going to be a huge. They're just going to blow it up this season. I'm confident in that. I mean, between the two, how many home runs do you anticipate if everything goes according to plan?
between Judge and Soto, or
Yeah,
Judge
like
and Stanton?
Judge and Soto, how many
Okay.
combined home runs?
Well, with that tailor-made with the way Soto hits, I could see him hitting 40 bombs at Yankee Stadium. I mean, it's Yankee Stadium. It plays well at his strength, which is spraying it to all fields, but also being able to pull it. So I see him hitting 40, and I see Judge hitting about 35, 40 as well. So it's about 75, 80 between the two of them.
75 to 80. Okay. My sweetheart, the drunk, says 90 plus. Soto hits 50. But people in the chat, what do you think combined between Soto and Judge? How many home runs do you expect? So Mazza's saying 75 to 80. I'm expecting, I'm going to say 85. I'm sticking to 85. So I'm going to say 45 home runs from Judge, and I'm going to say 40 home runs from Soto.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't. It should be. I don't want to say it should be easy for Soto, but I just see him hitting so many home runs at Yankee Stadium, especially as you know, he's a lefty bat.
He's going to have a field day at Yankee Stadium. He's going to love playing at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
And can you imagine his first roll call from the bleacher creatures?
Ooh, that's going to be insane. He's, those goosebumps are going to happen.
Yeah.
Donnie Clark here is saying 90 plus. Frederick is saying is 80 safe possibility. Yeah, I think it might. I'd say safe possibility. Let's see. My sweetheart, the drunk, is saying around 50, 40 between Judge and Soto. So he's saying 50 home runs for Judge, 40 for Soto. So puts it right around 90.
Yeah.
I just thought 85 because, why not?
Yeah.
45 from
No,
Judge.
I got you.
Yeah. Dev Finch is saying 120 home runs. So 60 per player for each player.
I mean, possible.
Yeah. I mean, Judge could do it. We know Judge could do it. Can Soto do it?
I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think it's great, though, that Soto's excited to be here and that he wants to be here. I mean, yes, I understand he didn't want to get traded from the Nationals, but at the same time, it saved his career.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about him saying that he thought he was going to be a National for the rest of his career? He really liked playing there. He enjoyed his teammates. Like, was that
his first team? No, not really, because it was his first team.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted him. They brought him up when he was 18, 19. He had success there. He won a world championship there.
Yep.
So it's not really surprising, and I can understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, you've got to look at what him getting traded did for his career. And it saved it. And I say that in the sense of it saved it because it gave him an opportunity to win again. Because the Nationals are a few years away from winning, and I don't know if you would have been happy just staying in Washington losing.
Yeah, so I mean, look, he did win a World Series there, like Joan brought up. And then I want to highlight this. He's JJ saying that he lied. He wanted a contract at the Nationals.
He didn't lie. He just said his feelings. He just thought he was just speaking how he felt. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean he lied. He's already went on record saying that he is excited to be a Yankee and that he wanted to be a Yankee. And now that he is a Yankee, he's thrilled to be here. So it's not that
Yeah.
he lied. It's the fact that he is just expressing how he felt. Because I think in some sense of the word, he felt betrayed by the Nationals because they trade him. It's not that he lied. It's just how he felt. So there's a difference.
Yeah, and I want to bring this up too. I mean, Soto was maybe hoping for a better offer from the Nationals, right? So,
Yeah,
and he ended up getting traded, not by choice. When you get traded, you get traded. You don't really have a
have a
choice, and he
say in it.
have a say in it unless you have a no trade clause, which he didn't.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing to me a young player like that, who is a generational player. This is his third team now so far at a very young career. I'm just surprised, honestly. I thought, to be honest, I thought the Nationals would have been like, okay, he rejected this offer. Let's make him a better one. I mean, if they were willing to offer him 440,
Yeah.
I'm sure they could have offered more. And what's JJ saying here? Yankees. Yamamoto was a Yankees fan too, right? Snell also wanted to play for the Yankees. They both turned down their contracts. Well, I mean, who? Okay. I mean, they both turned down the contracts. The Yankees made very reasonable offers to them. What do you want, JJ?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what your expectation is.
Yeah,
Not
and
everybody
exactly
wants to come to New York. Not everyone wants to play in New York.
right.
So
And
I don't know what your expectation is, bro.
yeah, and Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers because of Ohtani. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. He's good friends with Ohtani. Uh, you know, Yamamoto was given a 10-year, $300 million contract. That's
Which was a higher AAV than what the Dodgers offered him. Just putting that out
exactly,
there.
exactly. And Mike Perez here says that, Yamamoto was always going to sign with the Dodgers. I mean, I think that was the
That's
game
probably
plan all
true.
along. That was the game plan all along. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you were expecting. And
There was another a comment by JJ earlier that we had highlighted, but
which one?
this uh, here we go.
Well, why are people still talking about Snell being a potential Yankee? I mean, the reports are still coming out saying uh, that he's probably going to be a Yankee. I mean, they're still talking to each other. And there was also a report that was put out on X by Bobby Malone saying that you know Scott Boras has a decision to make by Sunday
Yep.
for free agents. So I would have said Friday, tomorrow, but
Oh, absolutely.
I think
But
Sunday's
I but I think that is the time for. I mean, I'm just speculating here, so don't take my word on this.
It's all good.
But I think that's the that is the deadline that teams are giving him to say, here's what we're doing, here's what we're offering. Either you take it or you don't. And if you don't, there's not going to be another offer after that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, the Blake Snell talks, regardless whether people like it or not. I mean, I'm ready for these talks to be over with,
Yeah.
just like I was ready for the Yamamoto talks to be over with. Because like once Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers, I'm like, okay, cool, let's move on. And same thing with Blake Snell. If he comes to the Yankees, great. If he signs with another team, guess what? I'm not losing sleep over it.
I think he'll probably go to a West Coast team, honestly. I think that's more realistic. I see him either going to the Angels or the Giants. Angels are probably more likely, though. I think the Giants have said that they're done spending. So my original prediction was Matt Chapman to the Giants, but I don't know if he's now gonna. I don't know if he's gonna go there now. Now that the Giants have said that they're done spending.
Yeah, well, the Giants, I mean, I know they have one or two pitchers that are hurt right now, so they could use Blake Snell's services. I mean,
Yeah, but there's also Michael Lorenzen if they're not looking to spend big.
That's true too. Yeah, that's another name. Uncle Tats is saying, I wonder if the Angels agents will get pressure from the union to stop stalling and get their players signed.
They could.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, in Blake Snell's case, I mean, I don't know what he's thinking, but if he's trying to play for a contender, I mean, the Yankees make the most sense.
If he's trying to play for a contender, he needs to stop pussyfooting and actually get a deal done. And he needs to tell his agent to stop trying to screw him over, because we have to remember the Yankees were the only team that offered him a contract, not once, but twice.
Right.
And the Yankees have stood pat. They have not changed their offer. They have been willing to negotiate, but Scott Boras has told them, as my hashtag says, to kick rocks, in honor of you there, NFE.
I appreciate it.
No problem. To kick rocks, and that there's no negotiation. It's his price or nothing. So
yeah,
his clients either need to tell Boras to back off a bit and negotiate, or they're not going to have a home and he's not getting paid. And that leads me to a question for you, NFE.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think has the bigger ego, Scott Boras or the owners?
Oh, right now it's Scott Boras, and I'm glad you asked me that question, because what I was going to say was that right now folks like Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman have the upper hand here.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Look, they're not desperate right now.
No,
they're not desperate. I mean, that first initial offer that they made for Blake Snell rejected it. They were just like, okay, cool, like whatever, we're gonna move on and we'll sign Marcus Stroman instead, because he wants to come to the team and he took a freaking discount to come to the team.
Yes.
So we're not gonna waste our time here with you.
I don't think the Yankees are gonna negotiate against themselves. I honestly don't. I think what they're gonna do is, if Boras continues this, they're gonna really get pissed off about it. And I think what they'll do is they're gonna start lowering the AAV and they're gonna start lowering the years.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point, because I don't know what Boras is thinking. Like, he had a more than reasonable offer, like you said earlier in the stream, with the 5-6 years, $150 million. More than reasonable for a guy who doesn't pitch more than 5 innings in a game and only pitched 180 innings twice in an entire season, in which he won the Cy Young both years. Not taking that away from him, but that money that he turned down was the only offer he got, thinking he was going to get. Oh, and then Boras had the balls to make an absolutely asinine counter of 9 for $270. No team in their right mind is going to give a 31-year-old pitcher who can't even pitch more than 5 innings in a game 9 years and $270 million. No team in the right mind is going to do that.
No, not for a 31-year-old. Now, if he was 25, different story.
Well, yeah, that's 25.
Yeah, but he's 31.
But he also, if he would pitch more innings into games and pitch deeper into games and would have more innings pitched in the season, okay, maybe I might consider it. But he hasn't done that. So he's not worth $270 million.
No. I don't think so either. 270 for 9 years. As soon as I said that, saw that, I was like, yeah, they could go kick rocks.
Yeah.
Okay, JJ, what's the offer for Snell from the Angels? Can you tell us?
2 questions. What's the offer?
Mm-hmm.
And where did you hear it from? And who's your source?
Yeah, let's hear your source, dude. You got insiders? Because
if that's true,
mm-hmm.
I want to know who the source is, because it may not be a credible source. And 2, I want to know what the offer is.
Yeah. And that was the next, and the next thing I want to touch up on, and Donnie Clark brought it up here, right? So, my question for my title here says Soto influence. So Soto stated that he think it would be great or awesome that, if the Yankees were to sign Blake Snell. How much of an influence do you think he could have on Hal and Cashman?
Who? Cole and Judge or Cole, Judge, and Soto?
Let's just say Soto for now. We already know Judge and Cole.
Okay,
Let's just leave it to Soto.
So Soto?
Just Soto alone. Yeah.
I don't know how much pull he'll have with the boss just because he hasn't been here that long.
Yep.
But, I mean, if he's got Cole and Judge's endorsement on top of his, that holds a little bit more weight. Because, one, you're getting it from the captain of the team, and then you're getting it from the unwritten co-captain. So, Soto alone, it doesn't hold as much weight just because he hasn't been here as long.
Mm-hmm.
But Soto with Judge and Cole, that holds a little bit more weight to it.
Yeah, the only reason why I asked the question of the Soto influence is because him and Snell played together in San Diego.
Yep.
And it sounds like Soto enjoyed being his teammate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was wondering, with Soto being there, could he have a voice with...
I mean, he could.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he couldn't, but he could be like, hey, I enjoyed playing with Snell. It would be a good idea to get Snell.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that Hal and Cash are going to be like, okay, let's go out and overpay for him.
Right.
Or give him what we originally offered. No. But if, Soto goes to Judge and Cole and says, hey, I think it would be a good idea to go out and get Snell, and Judge and Cole agree with him, which has been reportedly said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Judge and Cole go to Hal and Cashman and say, hey, it would be a good idea to bring him in. They might take that more into consideration, being that they've been there longer and being that they've pretty much been the driving force behind this offseason. Also, who's the someone that said Soto told Steinbrenner to sign Snell? Also, you never answered the question, JJ. Who's the source?
Yeah.
And what was the offer for Snell by the Angels?
Yeah, who's your source? You didn't answer that question exactly. Demon D, what's going on? I saw you sneak in. I wanted to pull up that comment from Uncle Tats here. He's like, here's my shift on the contract for Snell, 5 years for $150 and a $5 million bonus each season over 150 innings pitched. What do you think?
More than fair, because he doesn't pitch more than 150. I might even up the innings, though, and I'll tell you why. Because he can reach 150 innings, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
He can reach that. But if you make it 160 innings, and then he'll get a $5 million bonus, that's going to push him more to want to go past the fifth inning. Because think about it. If you say 150 innings, he only has to average 5 2/3 innings pitched a game. But if you make it 160, he has to average at least 6 to 7 innings per game.
No, I'm following. I'm just trying to process everything you're telling me. So
that's where I would say up the innings limit, up the innings to get him that $5 million bonus.
Mm-hmm. That's some good math here.
I'm just spitballing there, but that's what I would do.
JJ, I'm not. No, we're not.
We're not doing that.
No, absolutely.
We are not doing that.
No way. I wouldn't do that. I mean,
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Yep. And Uncle Tats is giving you some love for the math.
Appreciate that, Uncle Tats.
Yeah. And Joan here is saying I'll give him $25 million with $5 million bonus for 150 innings.
Now, I want to take Tats' deal for a second because I actually like that. If we can bring that back up.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me find it. Here you go.
All right. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So. 5 years, $150 million, $5 million bonus for each season he pitches more than 160 innings, which means he has to average 6 to 7 innings per game to reach that mark, with an opt-out after the second and third years so he can test the market again if he wants to. And it covers the team so that if something does go wrong, at least they're covered. And the team holds the option. For the second, the player holds it for the third.
I like that.
So that means if after the second year, right, the team feels like he hasn't produced, they can say, nope, we're voiding the rest of the contract. You're going back to free agency. Or if he pitches well, team says, okay, we'll pick up the option. No problem. You fulfilled your part of the deal. You're going to pitch a third year for us. And then after the third year, if Snell still feels like he wants to go out and test the market, you can be like, you know what? Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you for the contract, but I'm going to go test the market. Or no, I'm going to stay. So that would be 5 for 150, $5 million bonus for each season. He pitches over 160 innings in a season with the 2 opt-outs.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't see him opting out. And even if he did, let's just say if he did opt out, let's just say he accepts that proposal that you put out there. I don't know of another team that's going to.
There's not going to be another team that's going to want to go there.
Especially with him getting older, too. Let's keep that in mind, right?
So that's why I say the team has the first opt-out, has control over the first opt-out. Because they can determine the fate of him after that second year. So if they don't like how things are going, they can be like, go kick rocks. We tried it with you. You're done. We've tried it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for trying to, pitch for us, but time to go.
Yeah, and what do you think about Donnie Clark's deal here? He's saying 4 years at $140 million, which is 135 or not 100. Sorry, 35 million.
I wouldn't do 35 million.
That's too steep. I wouldn't do. I wouldn't.
That's way too steep.
Yeah, that's way too steep. And 19 Con Man, what's going on? Welcome in, bro. Thanks for coming in.
6 for 150 would be about 27 million or so.
6 for 150.
27 and a half. 27 and a half million per season.
Actually, puts him at. I did the math. Puts him at 25.
25 a year. Okay.
What didn't the Yankees offer him that in the first place?
Originally.
Yeah. JJ's saying he's not really panicking, but we really, really need Snell this year. I have zero faith in Rodon and Nestor. I got faith in Rodon. Nestor is the one I'm questioning, but let me tell you something. The Yankees are not in desperate need. And if one of their starters gets hurt, they have Will Warren who's ready. So
you know what the best line of the year was of this offseason? The market when the Yankees pivoted and signed Marcus Stroman. They said that was a desperation move.
That was not a desperation move.
That was them thinking on their feet and being creative and saying, okay, you want to burn us? Cool. We're going to burn you and go another direction.
Yeah. So, and you want to talk about a desperation move. Okay. So Roy is talking about Dylan Cease here, what's going on, Roy? Hopefully you're doing well. He's saying that's who they need and stop playing. Listen, if the Yankees were you want to talk about desperation, they would have traded Spencer Jones and Chase Hampton to get a Dylan Cease, which they didn't. I'm still okay with them trading for Dylan Cease, but at the right price. And
to Donnie's point here, this is to Donnie's point. The White Sox called when the Orioles didn't before the Orioles got burned. They were looking at Cease, right? As were the Yankees. The Orioles were asked for Jackson Holliday, DL Hall, and 2 other prospects. The Orioles literally laughed in the faces of the White Sox.
Right.
Told them to get lost and hung up the phone.
Right.
The White Sox asked the Yankees for Chase Hampton, Spencer Jones, and Jason Dominguez.
Nope.
And they laughed at them.
Yeah.
Hung up the phone and told them to kick rocks.
Yeah, that's a fat no, dude. And it's like if the Orioles were not willing to give up Jackson Holiday, that already tells you what you need to know. Plain and
If
simple.
the Orioles are not parting with Jackson Holiday to get Dylan Cease, that means teams understand that he's a good pitcher, but he's not the pitcher that they're making him out to be.
No, he's not. He's at best a number 3, and we already have that in Will Warren and Chase Hampton.
Yep.
Like,
And I want you to think, and I want to put this out there because I want folks to think of this about this for a second. The White Sox are asking for a boatload now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they wait till the deadline, when teams really see what his actual numbers are, they're going to get half, if not a third, of what they are asking for now. They're not nearly going to get the package that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So they're shooting themselves in the foot. They might as well bite the bullet, accept the fact they're not getting a top prospect for him. Accept that fact and move on and say, okay, we're not going to be able to get that package. Maybe we should think about negotiating with teams instead of being hard-headed and stubborn and saying, well, it's either this or you're not getting him. No, that's not how negotiations work.
Yeah.
Because teams are laughing at them. Teams are laughing at the White Sox because they're asking for their number one prospect from each team for Dylan Cease, and they're laughing at them. That should say something. So put that into perspective for a second and see where – and maybe the White Sox should put that into perspective. Because at this rate, they're not going to get anything for him.
Yeah, I just think that because they think that some teams are desperate for pitching, that they're just going to give up their top guys, and it's just like no. I mean, it's not happening. So they're treating Dylan Cease as if he's like a Corbin Burns, which he's not.
Or Pedro Martinez even.
Yeah,
and he's not. I get it. He's pitched over 200 innings in a season 3 times. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
He struck out over 200 batters 3 times, back-to-back years. I get it. Not taking that away from him. Definitely not taking that away from him.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to say what's up to Anthony Garcia. What is going on, my guy?
What's going on, Anthony?
Well, thanks for joining in. Guys, if you haven't yet, please smack that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new, if you're tuning in. Greatly appreciated. I am on the road to 500 subscribers, and I would love to get there as quick as possible. Slowly but surely climbing up there, but we're gonna get there. So yeah, if you all could help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. And there was a comment that I had highlighted real quick, and I'll get to that comment here in just a moment. Okay. There was a comment from Christopher. He was saying, let's just wait until the trade deadline and see where we are at and if we need anything. And that's very well what the Yankees can do at this point is wait till the deadline. They could just roll with what they have. So
I can see one of 2 things happening. Mm-hmm. I can either see them making a late spring training move, like what the Twins did with Margot, and they say, okay, you know what? We're happy with what we have, but we still want that extra piece just to be on the safe side. And they go out and get a guy like a Shane Bieber or Dylan Cease at the right price, though.
Yeah.
Or they say, you know what? Screw it. We're happy with what we got. Let's roll in the season with what we have. And at the trade deadline, if we still want to revisit our pitching issue, fine, we'll do that. And we'll make a trade then.
Mm-hmm. And I want to address JJ's comment here. What talk from Gleyber Torres for Luis Arias? That was his fans' wish list. Nobody reported that. That was his fans wishing for that. So
yep.
And that'll never happen. I mean, Gleyber Torres is getting paid more than Arias is.
And they didn't want to pay Arias, and they just won his arbitration case of only paying him $10.2 million. So why would they pay Torres?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Those were fans making that suggestion. I mean, listen, if they could pull that off, great, but it's not going to happen. But that was fans who were proposing that, not any beat writers. Yeah, exactly. That's why Hal said it's not pencils down until August 1st.
Now, as for this, they did have a deal in place, but then the Marlins wanted Peraza, and the Yankees said no.
Yeah. And Marlins wanted to trade Pablo for Torres. Yep, and that trade fell through. Too late to trade Glaber now. Yeah, I absolutely agree here with Anthony Garcia. I think at this point, the Yankees are going to let him play out his final year of his contract. And, this is Glaber's opportunity to shine because, I personally don't think he's going to be back with the Yankees. I just don't
I
see
don't
the
either.
Yankees. I don't see the
see it.
Yankees paying him 20 to 25 million. I love Glaber, man. I really do.
I do.
It's
I
just
don't see it.
Yeah.
I see Torres getting a QO. I absolutely see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I see another team signing him, us getting the international free agent money, the draft pick, and all that.
Yeah.
From whoever signs him. Okay? I also see the Yankees with Volpe at short and Vivas at second next year.
I see I like this Vivas kid. I really do. I like this Vivas guy. I think I think he's been looking good so far. I liked what I'm seeing from him. I don't know if he'll be playing today. I know they're playing the Marlins this afternoon.
Let me check. I'll let you know. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I was trying to check the lineup if there was a lineup coming out that came out this morning, but there was nothing yet. They're probably still trying to figure that out. I know the only thing I do know is that Clayton Beater's pitching today.
Yep.
So
Clayton Beater's pitching.
I am looking forward to seeing what he does. I know he'll probably pitch like a few innings. He'll probably throw 20 to 25 pitches would be my guess.
Probably.
But I'm excited to see what he does. I know he's been a player that's been talked about a lot. So
yep.
We'll see how he does. I'm excited to see him. And Donnie's in agreement with me here. He's saying he's looking forward to seeing Clayton Beater. Vivas can easily replace Gleyber Torres. Absolutely. And the short porch, Vivas will, he'll tear it up. I heard they're going to try Vivas at third. Are you talking about for today's game, Joan, or where did you hear that? I'm just curious because that's interesting. So, still pressing for Peraza at third base. Yeah, listen, I want Peraza at third base. I would love that, but I think DJ's going to be the starting third baseman. So, all right, and I think looks like Mazza kind of froze up there, kind of lagging a little bit. All right, there he is. Oh, Boone said it. Okay, all right. So we lost Mazza for a moment. It's all good. So Boone said that Vivas is going to start at third base. Cool. Like I would love to see how he does there. It's spring training, so it's good to start experimenting with these guys. And if Volpe establishes himself this year, that will make it easier for Yankees to move on from Torres. Yeah, I mean, Volpe needs a better year, right? But the good thing with Volpe is that he doesn't have to have that pressure on him. I think he was trying too hard last year to in a way to carry the team. So with the additional help that the Yankees have in the starting lineup, I think he'll have an easier time playing the game. DJ looks great right now.
Yep.
I still say extend DJ, and yes, I'm saying that on purpose just to
I know why you're doing it.
Yeah,
I know why you're doing it.
Yeah, so
get troll boy.
DJ. Yeah, make him a GM, make him an advisor. Go.
Yeah,
that's my DJ. That's my DJ.
There you go.
DJ.
Get trolled, homie.
Yeah.
So the other comment that I saw earlier before
you're cutting out pretty bad, bro.
Saying that there was a comment that was made earlier.
Okay.
I can't remember who said it, but it was about trying to bring us out of there.
Yo, bro, you keep cutting out. I think it's just a service right now. That area that you're in. Yep. I was trying to ask me a question, so we'll keep waiting. Um, but yeah, no, I'm expecting bounce back years, hopefully, from DJ and Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo is looking healthy, man. He's looking slim. Yeah, let's trade Robbie Ray. Let's trade for Robbie Ray and send him to the Mets. I'm down. Yeah, Donnie Clark. He has that Derek Jeter pressure on. The thing is, um, a year ago, Volpe was being compared to Derek Jeter, Dustin Pedroia, and I've said this on other live streams. I don't like that. I don't like that idea of comparing players to to old ball players, just because I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on them to perform like those legends, right? Like those great players. I would just say let those players develop into their own version of themselves. Let them be Anthony Volpe, right? Let them. I want Anthony Volpe to be Anthony Volpe. I don't want Anthony Volpe to be Derek Jeter or Dustin Pedroia. I want Anthony Volpe to be Anthony Volpe. That's what I want.
Better?
Much better.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
You were lagging pretty bad there. And I want to, before I get to, Brad says no NFE, wave Stanton and DJ eat the 100 million plus and rely on the farm for the next 5 years. I'm down. We'll get to the farm here in a minute. We'll get to the farm here for a minute.
So
San Fran wanted DJ for Ray. For real, Donnie? Is that real?
He's probably just trolling.
No, he's just trolling.
So what I was going to say was there was a comment about trying Yorbit Vivas at third. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen because they have DJ, who we should have extended for the next 20 years, but, to each his own.
Yeah, well, hold on. So Joan was saying that Boone said that, apparently.
Oh. Well, if Boone is saying that, okay, but I don't know if that would be a wise move because I don't know if he's got the arm for a third baseman. But as a second baseman, I would love to see him over there.
Yeah, I think it's just and I was saying to Jones' comment, Brad is channeling his ally. Oh, yeah. Brad, please, Brad, no, we don't want to lose you, dude. But what I was gonna say was, with Vivas starting at third, since it's spring training, they could just be experimenting with players playing.
It's possible.
Positions. So at least they're not playing him in the outfield like they're doing with like IKF or something, right? Or like they did with IKF. So they could just be experimenting with Vivas at third, seeing how he does. Try to make him like a more versatile player. But hey, if it doesn't work out at third, he could easily play second, no problem.
Frederick says wave Stanton when Dominguez returns. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not to say that he has not been hurt a lot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, if you're going to waive him, you have to give him a chance to prove that he doesn't belong here. So, like, if he goes and spends another 60, 70 days on the IL, then okay, then waive him. Or give him the Jacoby Ellsbury treatment.
Right.
But until he proves that, you have to absolutely give him his chance to prove that he can be healthy. And being that he came into camp slimmer, proves that he is trying to get healthy so he can play and give us as many games as he can and be that dominant force that we know that he can be.
Yeah, and let's not forget too. The Marlins are going to be paying part of his contract too. So, there is also that factor. I did want to point that out.
Yeah.
So they could listen. This is a big year for Stanton to really prove himself. And
I think this is Stanton's last chance. Honestly, I think this is his last chance to prove that he can play at that top level, which we know he can. because we've seen him when he gets every piece of the baseball. He hits one of the fastest exit velos in the sport. So, just something to think about.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, I don't, some folks are saying to trade him, but he would have to waive his no trade clause for that to happen.
Which he won't do.
Know,
he's already said that.
Yeah, I don't think he's willing to do that. And even if he did, let's just say he did, what team is going to pick him up? I mean, some folks are speculating the Dodgers, but I don't see that happening.
You know what?
Maybe.
Whoever's speculating, that's probably thinking right. Because look at who the Dodgers picked up. Yes, they got Ohtani, but he's hurt. They got Glass now, great. But guess what? He's hurt. You see the trend where I'm going here?
Yes, I do see the trend that you're talking about. Yeah, I don't see, like, if this is if he does not do well this year, I don't know that the Yankees cut him and just eat his contract. I don't see that happening.
I see him giving the Jacoby Ellsbury treatment.
That's what I see more of. So, and to my sweetheart to drunks comment point here, Dodgers have no room for Stanton with Ohtani at DH. Exactly. So, and Joe is asking, what do you think of trading Stanton next year to the Marlins since they paying him $30 million, then he get to 500 home runs in a Marlins uniform?
Nope, not going to do it.
Yeah.
Why they wouldn't have traded him to us if they wanted to keep him.
And then Donnie's saying Mookie plays second, so maybe Stanton in the outfield. Yeah,
that is true. The Dodgers have already come out and said on record that they're going to play Mookie at second this year. That is absolutely 100% true.
Yeah, I just don't know if the Dodgers would be willing to trade for. I mean, I know they traded for other injured players. I get that, but Stanton's a little bit older too, so I just don't know if they want to add another older player to their team because they have some guys that are getting up there in age slowly but surely. So let's keep that in mind. But they'll probably give him the Jacoby Ellsbury treatment. That's I have to agree with you on that because guys like Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez, man, those guys are waiting right now.
They're lurking, and because
you better believe it.
I'm going to tell you now. If one comes, you better believe the rest are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, they are coming, and they are coming in packs.
Yeah, and JJ is saying Luzardo Cabrera.
No to Luzardo. No to Luzardo for two big reasons. One, he is a former Oakland A. We have horrible track records with Oakland pitchers. And two, he is made of just as much glass as Tyler Glasnow's arm is.
Yeah, I'd be
Edward
down
Cabrera, though? Yeah. Absolutely. You sold me on Edward Cabrera, no questions asked.
Yeah, where's Rob? I want Rob to pop in now.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I like at this point a trade with the Marlins right now. It's out of the question. I don't think it's happening. So I think we could forget about that. Bieber be a better trade for the Blake connection.
Yeah,
Donnie Clark 100%, and he wouldn't cost a lot. But with Bieber, I would even entertain that deal at the deadline because and then at that point you still wouldn't have to give up as much. So
I would absolutely entertain a Shane Bieber deal because, like you just said, he would be much cheaper. Yes, he's a rental, but he would be much cheaper.
Yeah, much cheaper.
And
they wouldn't have to
just imagine this rotation for a second. Let's just put this into perspective. Cole, Rodon, Bieber, Stroman. That's your 1 through 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that's a scary 1 through 4. I mean, the Yankees have a good starting rotation as of right now, in my opinion. I like this starting rotation, but if you add a Bieber to that rotation, I mean, for sure. And I said also for Bieber and Clase and Holmes could pitch the 8th. Yeah, if we ask for Clase,
you better believe they're gonna ask for Spencer Jones on the spot.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about a closer right now. And yeah, see, my sweetheart, the drunk, even asked that question right now, right there.
No,
No, I
no.
would not include Spencer
I don't
Jones.
care that he's got 5 years of control left. Class
Yeah.
A. I don't care that he's probably arguably the best closer in the game next to Edwin
Mm-hmm.
Diaz and Andres
Mm-hmm.
Munoz. I don't care about that. Class A does not help me in the rotation.
Yeah.
I think that I'm not taking anything away from Class A because he's
Right.
actually one of the top relievers in the game. He's actually, in my opinion, better than Josh Hader. He's younger than Josh Hader.
Another trigger point.
Yeah, I'm going to piss off LI by saying this, but you know what? Class A is better than Josh Hader.
What do you think about trading for Devin Williams at the deadline?
I mean, you could. I'm not saying you couldn't,
Yeah.
but you have to also think of the cost and what it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
Now, Class A is definitely cheaper. He's right.
Yeah.
But in the sense of trade value, you're going to get Devin Williams cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also going to have to realize that if you do trade for Devin Williams, the Brewers are probably going to ask for a top 3 prospect.
Right. And that's the last thing we're going to cover here in just a moment. I'm Class A is, look, I'm all for trying to get Class A or Devin Williams if the Yankees were to go that route, but I'm not giving up a Spencer Jones.
No.
Absolutely
not. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely bad. Yeah, Donnie Clark, Peraza, and Pereira for Williams.
That's not going to get it done.
That's not going to get it done.
I would do that in a fucking heartbeat, but that's not going to get it done.
Yeah, that is not going to get it done.
Now, maybe you did Peraza, Pereira, Cabrera, and maybe an Agustin Ramirez. That might get it done, but you're not going to just do Peraza and Pereira for Williams. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, no doubt. So last thing I want to talk about real quick before we sign off here. So I said I wanted to look into Yankees prospects. Now, I wasn't going to look into like each player. So this topic was brought up a few times on other live streams that you and I were on, and and Uncle Tats had brought it up, right? He made a mention that we can't keep all of them because they can't play all 9 positions, right?
Yeah.
I get that. I think my thing with the prospects is, let's keep the guys that we need to keep and let them be part of the Yankees' future, right?
Yeah.
And there's definitely certain players that are untouchable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, with other prospects, I understand that they're not going to all make it on the Yankees. Right, they're not gonna play with the Yankees, right? But
correct.
My thing is this: look, if you're not gonna play them,
trade them.
Yeah, trade them, get something of value back. I don't want the Yankees to waste these guys' years, and I've said this on other many times. Don't waste their precious years. Like if you're not, just trade them if you're not gonna play them. And and that's the thing, Peraza. I don't like the way they're going about Peraza, and
I don't either.
Yeah, they're killing his value, and it just annoys me because they did the same thing with Andujar.
Yeah,
they did the same thing with Davy Garcia. It's like you guys didn't utilize them the way they were supposed to be utilized.
Donnie brings up a great point here. Last year, Peraza value was high, but Yanks sending him up and down hurt his value.
Yeah, it did, and that's why. That's why you're seeing inconsistent play from Peraza because, he's not. Yeah, he made those 2 errors, but I think whatever
he needs to get consistent playing time.
Yeah, it happens with the 2 errors. He does need to get consistent play. He has to get consistent play, but this is where with the whole player development thing, this is where the Yankees have to start developing these guys, start utilizing these guys. they need to take a page out of like the Braves and the Orioles playbook. Those two teams, right? When it comes to developing players, they do a really good job of developing players.
Yes, they do.
So the Yankees need to start doing the same thing.
Agreed.
But let me ask you this, and we'll kind of close it out, and we'll ask the chat too. Which prospects are untouchables? We know the obvious, right? We know that Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, Chase Hampton, Will Warren. Those four are the untouchables. But
I've got 6. I have 6.
Okay.
Jones, Hampton, Warren, Lombard, Arias. And there's actually 2 more that I have.
Sure.
Leilani and LaGrange.
Leilani and LaGrange. Okay. So my sweetheart the drunk is saying Jones, Dominguez, Warren, Hampton, Lombard, Arias. I mean, those are my picks too. I mean, I'm Leilani is going to be good, absolutely.
For me, Cerna is borderline because I need to see him play more before I can make that judgment call.
Yeah, Cerna, I like Cerna. There's also Selvage, right? Isn't that his name?
Brock Selvage.
He's another name that's talked about. He could make it difficult for the Yankees to trade him, but we'll see. And Donnie Clark here is saying Leilani looks like a young Randy Johnson.
Yep.
Kind of reminds him of a young Randy Johnson. Absolutely. And what about, and he's also saying, what about Ben Rice?
I have to see him play more before I make that decision.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, look, as far as the prospects go, this is a good problem that the Yankees have right now.
Yes, it is.
They have so many freaking options right now, especially with infielders. What's up, LI? Our favorite troll showed up to the chat. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up here pretty soon, bro. So,
but
sorry.
I'm going to stir the pot a little bit, if you will allow me.
Go ahead. I'll go a few more minutes. What's up?
LI, I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. Clase is better than Josh Hader.
Oh, God. Here we go.
And we're
all right. He said run. Anthony's saying run, guys. Oh boy, here we go. No, so and Joe is saying, I want to pull up Joe's here. So he's saying Arias, Jones, Hampton, Dominguez, Ben Rice for first base. Okay. Yeah.
I could see that.
I could definitely see it. But so like I was saying, I think the Yankees they got a good problem that they're dealing with.
They do.
They have an influx of infielders, so it's like, you know what, they could afford moving on from some, and then they have options for days when it comes to the catchers too.
Absolutely.
So there's also they also have options at catcher. And no, JJ, I'm not worried about Garrett Cole opting out.
I think the Yankees are going to tack on that extra year.
Yeah, they're going to tack on that extra year.
Yep.
I can't see the Yankees letting him go. And Donnie's also asking about Rumfield.
I don't know who that is. I have to look. So.
For sure. But LI is saying I give Yankees fans 1 year before everyone says trade Arias. I mean, okay, LI, again with your generalizations, not a good look on your part, man. And you've been getting beat up on Twitter pretty good, so and in the chats. So who's telling you this? Who's telling you this information, LI? Is it your opinion or somebody else's? I'm just curious. But anyway, I'm gonna close it out. All right. So Yankees are playing the Marlins today. I didn't see the lineup.
I didn't either.
I know Clayton Beater's pitching today.
Yep.
So hopefully he does well. I'm curious to see how he does. And I think that game is an afternoon game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it might be a night game. I'll check and I'll let you know.
Yeah, actually I got it right here. It's at 6:35 Eastern Standard Time. There you go. And Anthony said
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, salute to you. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. Um, why not just turn Jerry's and now be done with it?
Before we end this, I'm done,
Yeah,
bro. I'm not trying to be a dick on your show because this is your show,
yeah,
but enough, Li. This is
yeah,
enough. Stop with this generalization crap because if you don't, I can promise you it's not going to get you anywhere. Cut
yeah.
that shit out.
Yeah, you're no. I mean, yeah, I know, really, dude. You're calling us hypocrites. Like, not you're the one who's generalizing all of us and making all these ridiculous trades. And some of the things you say just don't add up, bro. I'm sorry that I got to call you out like that. I don't like to, but you're not doing yourself any favors. My sweetheart, the drunk. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for subscribing. Your comment the other day meant a lot to me. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Donnie Clark, Stephen B, FL Diver, all you guys, everybody, all of you.
Did you
Jones,
see this?
Yes, I did. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's just be done with it, trade Arias. Why not? I mean, just
let's do it.
Not? So yeah, thank you guys. I will be going live actually Sunday.
What time?
Sunday it will be at 10 o'clock.
I might be able to make that.
But no. So noon your time, noon East Coast time.
Okay, I might be able to make that.
Yeah, noon East Coast time. I just gotta make sure because I'm gonna have a special guest on with us. I just want to make sure he's on board and he's still good to go. And then you guys will see, in your notifications. So make sure you hit that notification. And I will be going live Sunday if everything goes according to plan. Okay. But thank you all for jumping in. Thank you all for the chat. Thank you all for your opinions. I love hearing your guys' opinions as long as it's your own opinions. I greatly appreciate it. And if I don't see you on Sunday, I'll see you next week. And have a good day.
Peace.
Peace.